So in 10 seasons at Helsingborg, we have managed to move them up to basically one of the best, if not the best team in Swedish football right now. We have taken them from the first division, getting them promoted, winning the league twice, and now we have left to join our new club, which is Mjällby AIF, a team who last season were in the second division. They finished, that's not even the right division, is it? If we drop down to there we go. So if we look, last season, they won the league, but their manager left, moved on to a new job. We jumped in, took the reins of a team that don't have any money, and a team, if I'm perfectly honest, that aren't very good either. When you look at the values of their players, the best player, most expensive player is probably our goalkeeper, and I do agree, he is very good, and he's Swedish, which is very helpful. It is the 10th of February. Normally we come back on the 1st of February, but it is the 10th of February because this is a day after I took the job. But there has already been some transfers and I've done none of them. So we're not going to really care too much about what's going on at the moment. Realistically, Season 1, we have one real objective, and that is to not get relegated. I guess a side objective is to try and earn some money. I don't know how we're going to go about doing that. I guess not getting relegated is probably a good way of earning some money. And I guess one good thing, maybe, probably not really, is we are only in 2 competitions. We're not obviously in Europe. We're in the Swedish Premier Division and the Swedish Cup, and that is all. And I imagine the Swedish Cup is probably not going to be of any interest to us for a good few seasons yet. We are going to jump forward to the end of the transfer window. Obviously, the Swedish Cup matches up until the semi-final will have taken place. So we might get into a final. We won't get into a final, spoiler. But we should hopefully have done a fair amount of transfer business. And then I can kind of go through the squad of what we've got for Season 1. I'm not going to go through all the players individually because basically we're probably going to do that in just a second as we take a look at the squad, but we have spent £175,000. We're going to take a look at Finley Neat, a player who I think is going to be very useful for us playing in that attacking midfielder role. A Scottish footballer, former under-21s international, but actually he has played a lot of football over in Sweden. Is this real? I think this is real life. Yes, he has played a lot of football in Sweden for Malmo. And yeah, we brought him in for £3,500 after a brief spell back in Scotland playing for Falkirk. We've also spent big money on Theo Karlsson, a 30-year-old Thai international with over 100 caps. I believe he is part Swedish. So it kind of helps to kind of build the nation. Although he can't play for the Swedish national side, he has cost a lot of money. But I think we kind of needed to pay that because basically he's playing in not a stronger league, but he's playing in a stronger nation. And I think he's a good player, although he's only 2.5 star. Maybe we might have wasted money here. So then, this is our squad. We have got a reasonable sized team. Basically, I've sorted this by what I'm training them as. I like to have 2 players for every single position that we have in our squad. And we've kind of got that. So we should have 2 fullbacks in each side. We should have 4 central defenders. We should have 4 defensive midfielders. We should have 4 wingers, left 2, right. 2 attacking midfielders and 2 strikers. That's kind of the goal. Obviously, we've got a few extras in a few places, which is actually probably a good thing. Left backs might be a bit of a struggle as we've only got 1. Starting off with the goalkeepers then, Philip Hansen, we've already seen him, but he will be our number 1 goalkeeper for the season. But we actually do have a couple of decent backups as well. We have Christian Star Wars. It's definitely not how it's pronounced, but he is a 25-year-old Swedish goalkeeper as well. Looks pretty good. Played 129 times for Mjällby. And then we've got Alessandro Nilsson as well, who also looks pretty good. Never played for us at the moment, but I feel like he might be our number 2, possibly number 3. Maybe we need to loan out Nilsson for a season or 2. Right backs, we've got Daniel Bergstrom, who I think he's good, isn't he? Bergstrom's just a good player. We will find, by the way, we have got a couple of players who used to play for Helsingborg. We've got Johan Ismail as well, who is not that good. He's only 22, hopefully might develop in the future, but he is most certainly going to be a backup. On the left-hand side, we've got Marcus Holm, and that is all. Yep, we've got players who can play left-back, but we haven't got players who are dedicated as left-backs, and arguably Marcus Holm isn't a very good left-back either, but I tried to find left-backs, I couldn't find any left-backs. Central defence, we've already mentioned Karlsson, so he is one of our central defenders. We've got Lucas Forsberg, a new signing over the summer, I believe over the summer, maybe it wasn't actually. Why am I thinking I signed this guy? We didn't sign this guy. He was already at the club, 29 years of age. He's technically a fullback, so maybe he might be our left back, but I think he's just better suited to be a centre back at 6'1", although he does have 5 heading. Maybe he's not a centre back. Andre Alvarez Perez is certainly a player that I did sign. He's come in, a 28-year-old defender, Swedish under-20 international, a former Swedish under-20 international. I'm not convinced he's necessarily a very good centre-back, but he's kind of here to make up the numbers. we have to remember, we're not comparing us to Helsingborg, we're comparing us to the worst teams in the league right now. We are miles behind Helsingborg. Philip Lundberg is another example of a player who is not good enough for us, and in fact, I've stuck him on the unwanted list. I don't really need him in my team anymore, because I think he's probably the worst defender that we got, but nobody took him. We've got Daniel Skoglund as well, who is good. I like Skoglund. I think he's probably our best central defender. I love those mental numbers. He's got some decent mental numbers going on there. And then we've got Ludvig Bordenas. This is the guy that I signed. Bordenas, it looks very, very good. Brought in from Hammarby, who he only signed for Hammarby last season on a free transfer. We've picked him up for £58,000. I think Bordenas is good, okay? We've got some good defenders. I think we're in a reasonable position when it comes to goalkeeper, centre-backs as well. Defensive midfielders, 6 of them in total. No, not 6. We've got, 4? That's how numbers work. We've got 4 in total. We've got Sadiku, a Kosovan international. He's apparently good. He's 3.5 star. This shows the quality of our side when this is 3.5 star. We've also got Ake Anderson, who technically could be an attacking midfielder, but obviously we are going to be kind of deploying him a lot further back in that defensive midfield role. He is probably our best kind of defensive midfielder. He did join in the summer as well on a free transfer, which I think is a very sensible bit of business. Another summer signing is Emil Solomonsson, who might be a centre-back, might be a defensive midfielder. I'm going to play him as a defensive midfielder because he can't header, but he's technically better at headering than the other guy, who I say is going to be a centre-back. So he joined in the summer. Not going to see a huge amount from Solomonsson this season, but he's still only 23, got plenty of time to develop. And Andreas Petersen, who is a 20-year-old under-18s international. He's been with the club since he joined the game. He's all right. He's not amazing. Realistically, I would love to loan him out. I've got him on the loan list. I don't think he's going to go anywhere for a year or two. Onto the wings, we've got Philip Poulsen, a summer signing formerly of Norrköping. Never really played for them, played just 1 match. He's basically coming in to be a rotation player. However, our other right winger is Antonio Mba. Yes, we've signed him from Helsingborg. He got released. His contract expired. I think we did. Don't you think we signed him from Helsingborg? Oh, we did. He spent lots of time out on loan. And of course we brought him in because I do this every time I do like a bit of a journeyman save. I'll always buy the same player for a team. So Antonio Mba might join the 3rd team that we manage in Sweden as well. On the opposite flank, although technically can also play on the right-hand side, is Robin Zabek, who is a 31-year-old Swedish footballer who's good. I like him. I think he's probably, maybe might be our best player, okay? Zabek, I think, is our best player. Adrian Bengston is also a pretty good footballer, apparently. 4-star current ability, although I feel like a lot of his sort of physical numbers are doing heavy lifting when it comes to his ability. When it comes to his actual ability, he can't finish, which we'll be playing an inside forward on attack. He can't finish, he's got no long shots, he can't really pass, and his dribbling's pretty poor. He's not very good for the role, but he's going to be a backup, it's fine. Into the attacking midfield roles, Finney Neat, we've already mentioned, obviously new signing in the summer. I think he might be playing a fair amount of football, maybe anywhere across the front 3, sort of left wing, right wing, or maybe even in the middle as well. And I'm not convinced he's going to be one of our main central midfielders because Dahlqvist, 31 years of age, he's very good, but he can also play along the front. He can actually play anywhere pretty much on the pitch, apart from goalkeeper and centre-back. And we've also got Marvin Cabella. Now, this is a strange one for me. I think Cabella is good. The problem is he's getting paid £900 a week. He's not one of our highest earners, I don't think, but he's earning far too much money for what is essentially a 3rd choice attacking midfielder. So Cabella has been transfer listed, no luck yet selling him. Obviously, I might try and loan him out, possibly. That might be a thing that we do kind of in the summer transfer window instead. And up front, similar situation with Jekla, a player who I just don't think he's going to be good enough to play for us. He's now 25 years of age. He's transfer listed, nobody wants him, but he is our 3rd choice striker. Our 2nd choice striker, and technically one for the future, I believe, is Nicholas Skold, 22 years of age. Very good looking striker, I think. 14 goals for Mjällby so far in 51 appearances. Will be getting a lot of game time off the bench. He's 6'4", he's a big lad. Problem is, technically, he's rubbish. And a similar situation, actually, is Linus Karlstrand. He's a big lad, he's only 6'2", but physically and mentally pretty good. Technically not amazing, 11s and 10s and sort of 9s and 8s all over the place, but he's going to be our main striker, I think, for the season so far. He has scored 3 goals in the Swedish Cup in 4 appearances, and if you can kind of work that out, he's our best striker. We've only played 4 times in the Swedish Cup. It means we probably haven't got much further than the knockout round. But that is our squad for the season. It's not really awe-inspiring, is it? If we take a look at the Swedish Premier Division and go to season preview, they suspect we will finish bottom of the table. Which, I kind of think that could happen as well, but I'm hoping our formation and tactics kind of pull us through here. If you actually look at what they recommend our best 11 is. So Forsberg, Alvarez, Perez, we've got Solomon, Son, we've got Bordenas as our right back, Anderson and Sadiku, Zabek, Neat and Bengston, and Karlstrand up front, and obviously Hansen in goal. So, I mean, anywhere, absolutely anywhere outside of the relegation zones, 13th and up, that's a successful season. And in the Swedish Cup then, we did actually manage to win our group, which is very good, winning twice and drawing once, but when we go through to the quarterfinal, we lose to Djurgårdens 3-2. But you kind of have to expect that because we're not very good. We're a second division side, technically. We're a second division side in the top league. And just in case you're new here, this is the tactic we're going to play. Normally, I might lock in the odd player here or there. We're not going to do that for this time at the moment. Maybe kind of in the summer, we might look at doing that. So what we're going to do, we're going to jump forward to the start of the summer transfer window, see how well things have gone in our debut season in charge of Mjällby, and maybe we might have a bit more money to spend in the summer. We've got £245,000. I think we probably need to sell before we buy. Well, we're almost at the halfway point. Just 2 more games to play and we would be at that halfway point. And we are on 14 points in 11th place. Admittedly, we are kind of very close to 14th place, which is currently occupied by AIK, which would be a kind of playoff, I believe, against the team that finished maybe 3rd in the league below. But right now, if this season finished right here, I would be very happy with this. Helsingborg, our former team, obviously, currently in 6th place. Their goal difference is very good, but they are losing some games, losing to Malmö, Gothenburg, and Bromoshopokamna. Still don't know. Not a clue how to say it. Obviously, the transfer window has opened. We haven't done any business just yet. I am looking around to see if we can kind of pick up some bargains. Obviously, when we hit sort of July, players from most of Europe are available on free transfers because this is when their contracts expire. We can't really get too many in the start of the season, but when we get to the midway point, that's where we can pick up some real bargains. And by bargains, I mean players who literally cost us only wages. Also, I'm nearly 39 years of age and this name makes me laugh, okay? Leave me alone. One thing I didn't actually mention is our facilities. Obviously, being a building a nation save, we want to try and produce the best Swedish footballers. I don't think we're going to do that at Mjällby, but in my goal in the next 5 to 10 seasons, I don't know how long we're going to be at Mjällby, but I'm going to say 5 seasons as a minimum, 10 seasons as a maximum. I want to improve the facilities. And I don't think we're going to do it within the first couple of years because we're not going to have any money. So, this is the current state of affairs. Training is good, youth facilities is average, junior coaching is adequate, and youth recruitment is average. So we're going to have to be asking the board at the end of this season, most likely, can we get some improvements on that? Because right now, that's pretty bad. Anyway, the transfer window is open. We have got a little bit more money than what we did have. We've got now £250,000 to spend. It's not going to go very far, but we're going to see what we can do. And in a nice, seamless transition, we are looking at our finances with a transfer budget of £969. So we have spent a fair amount of money, and our wage budget is also maxed out. So what have we done? First of all, we've sold Dennis Bengston, who I believe I might have mentioned. I think he was actually in our team, but he's been sold for a little bit of money. Technically, this actually happened at the end of March, but yeah, for some reason, didn't mention it to you. We've also sold Victor Mustafa for about £18,000, and Marvin Kabaya has gone out on loan to Norby, and they're paying a little bit of money. We've brought in 3 new players, and one of them is a familiar face. And that is Kim Lundberg from Helsingborg. Basically, when we left, the new manager came in and basically went, I'm not going to play you. So I went, I'll take you. And I said, how much do you want for him? £6,000. It's £6,000 is absolute peanuts. We've got ourselves a very good attacking midfielder, a Swedish attacking midfielder as well, a player who we know, and he does well, has done well for Helsingborg, scoring nearly 50 goals in 170 appearances. So, Kim Lundberg, this is a good signing. We've also brought in 2 more players. Valery Frolkin is a Russian who has signed from Rotor, and I brought him in because I wanted him to be this attacking midfielder, and then we bought Kim Lundberg afterwards. So, Frolkin, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with him. He's good. Maybe he becomes a striker. He can do that. He's got decent finishing. I think we've got a good player. Obviously, he's still young. He's only cost £67,000. We've got a good footballer. Plenty of potential. Also, current ability is pretty good as well. I feel like we didn't need to do this if I knew I could have got Lundberg. But anyway, he's in the club, and we brought in 1 more player, and he's got £250,000. And it is Nigerian under-20s international Arinze Giwa, who has been signed from Sunshine Stars. Like I said, £250,000. It's a lot of money, but we needed a left back, and he's kind of got the benefit on his side that he's hopefully got potential. I don't know whether he does have potential, but everyone seemed to think he's got potential. The coach summary as well says he's 3.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability. So Giwa is in, and Giwa is going to be getting a lot of game time. He's already played 8 times for us. So just looking at the squad again, we've had a bit of kind of some changes have gone on. Obviously, players have gone out on loan and things like that. But we've now got ourselves 2 fullbacks. Marcus Holm and Arinze Giwa are both in at fullback. I mean, if we sort by wage, the new signings that I made are they're getting paid a lot of money. They're getting paid a lot of money, aren't they? I might be ruining the club financially, but the ultimate goal here is we need to kind of spend the money to make money. We're doing what Leeds did. Hopefully we're going to do it successfully. And so far it is kind of going successfully. We are up to 9th place in the table. Our goal difference is -8, which, yep, everyone else around us is either 0 or in the positives. But we are mid-table. We are mid-table in the Swedish Premier Division, where we were expected to finish bottom of the table. We are going to jump forward to the end of the season to see how well things have gone on. I'm hoping we have performed well enough that we're not in a relegation scrap, and we should be safe for a Season 2 with Mjällby in the Swedish Premier Division. We missed out on European football on goal difference. What's happened? We finished 6th place. We finished 6th place. Helsingborg finishing 3rd place. BK Häcken actually winning the league this time around, but we have finished in 6th place in our debut season. We had a bit of a rough patch in sort of June, July, August time. June, but didn't play any matches in June. In May, we were pretty bad. In fact, we were pretty bad. For the first half of the season, we weren't good. In the second half, we kind of came together and won most matches by the looks of it. And it looks like the standout performer is Linus Karlstrand, scoring 10 goals in the league in 29 appearances. He's kind of the only one really doing it. It says 13 there because he scored some goals in the Swedish Cup from last season. We've also got Nicholas Skold, who scored 9, only started 6. I feel like he needs to get more game time, but obviously with Karlstrand here, Skold isn't going to get it. We've also got Dahlqvist scoring 9, getting 2 assists. He's also out of contract, by the way. A lot of players end up coming out of contract quite quickly because for some reason they only want to offer them 2-year deals, and I don't know why. And I keep doing it as well. Okay, I'm partially to blame for this, but I keep offering people short contracts, and then their contracts expire, and I kind of forget, and they just leave the club. Like Kabaya, I don't really want him. Do I want it? I do want him to leave. I want him to leave. I keep saying I don't want him, but I feel like he doesn't need to be here. Looking at assists as well, so Bergstrom has actually performed very well, getting 10 assists in all competitions. Giwa, who only played half a season, getting 5 assists as well. Zabek, who I'm assuming played pretty much anywhere along the front 3 there, getting 6 goals and 7 assists. So I think we've done very well. We've had a very good season. What does it mean financially? Not a lot, in fact. We are still in debt. We have leapt from -2 million to -227,000. We've got £160,000 to spend next season. We need to sell somebody, and I don't want to do it. We've not got... I mean, Frolkin's worth a fair amount of money. Giwa's worth some money. Karlstrand is worth some money. Hansen's worth some money. So we've got some people who are worth a bit of money, but I don't really want to sell them because they're our best players. I'd rather pick up some youth player. I mean, arguably Giwa. This could be a prime example. So Giwa's a player that we bought for £250,000, and if we sell him now for £2 million, I'd be okay with that because we can reinvest that £2 million. What I don't want to lose is somebody like a Karlstrand for £500,000 because we can't buy someone as good as Karlstrand for £500,000. We are in it's a weird situation. When you do a building a nation save and a kind of a journeyman save, you move to your next team, you're kind of starting from scratch, but you're also starting not from scratch because all of the players who have kind of developed over the last few seasons are different prices, different values, they're different clubs and all sorts of things. And it's actually quite a difficult thing to do. That's why I don't really know why I'm doing this. I do know why I'm doing this, and that's because I want Sweden to win a World Cup. I don't think I've really mentioned this at all, but I want Sweden to win a World Cup, and I think they've done quite well. I don't think I've shown any of this, but they were... Can we see... Is it this one here? So, where is it? So 2026, they got to the round of 16 in the World Cup. Last time around... It's not last time around. They didn't even qualify for the 2031, did they? That's not good. They got to the round of 16, and then they end up losing here against Senegal. So they've done all right there. The European Championships, however, we've had two, so the 2024 and the 2032, so they missed one of them once again. But when they did qualify, they got to the semi-final. So if we have a look here, they got to the semi-final, they lose against Ukraine. They weren't in this one for some reason. And then in this one here, they lose against Norway, which is a bit ridiculous, actually. A Portugal-Norway final. Fair enough. I don't think anyone expected that to happen. So anyway, that is Season 1 or Season 11 of our Building a Nation save with Mjällby complete. We have made massive strides. However, financially, we are still not in a good way. We're going to have to do a bit more rebuilding over the kind of the winter transfer window to see what we can do. We're going to have to trim down our wages because we are over our wage budget, which is not good. And we need to get some money back in the club. So hopefully we can try and find some players that we can shift on for a bit of cash. Maybe we've got some clauses we can sell as well.